Hi everyone, it's me, Tayo, and I'm here with... Wait a second. What in the world? Dottie? What are you wearing? What in the world are you wearing? Why are you wearing all that green stuff? Don't you know this is a green screen setup? You're gonna be invisible. Well, I can certainly see some of you, I guess. But I guess that's an interesting gimmick. So she's your favorite character, huh? Yes, she's my favorite. Oh boy, I've chosen a real interesting animal to bring onto this show. Uh-oh. Does she know what's gonna happen? I don't know what's gonna happen. Guys, so a little explanation for what's going on here. Unfortunately, this week I have to do both My Hero Academia and One Piece because for some reason it just ended up this way. This is the third chapter that's gone by since I've made a review, and there's also the fact that big stuff is going down, guys. Huge stuff is going down in My Hero Academia. And for me not to give a proper reaction, I think would be a crime. This is like, I'm not going to spoil it, but something huge is going to be revealed in this chapter. I don't know what exactly it is completely, but something big is going down, and I need to react to it. So, we got 2 chapters. We're going to do a little tiny itty bitty summary review check over, and then we're going to get right into the newest chapter that just got dropped. And so yeah, without further ado, let's get started on looking through chapter 334. So when we last left off, basically we confirmed that Star and Stripe was no more. She had sacrificed herself for the greater good and given her quirk to All for One, but the quirk rampaged through Shigaraki and All for One, causing great damage. So this chapter pretty much covers the aftermath of that. Alright, so then let's take a look through this chapter. Okay, so it's at this point that Shigaraki's pretty pissed because Star and Stripe was saved by All Might, and she was brought about really in a way by All Might. So it's pretty funny that no matter which way he turns, All Might's always there, ready to throw out something in his face, even though he's retired now and doesn't have his powers anymore. But at any rate, Shigaraki takes an ability from a Nomu, which he had been carrying with him, and is speeding away from the jets, using this new quirk that he stole. Alright, so the Star and Stripes brothers are trying to chase him down, but sadly, he gets away. But they managed to get some data. They managed to get some data from the technology they brought with them, which means that should be useful. They're going to be able to analyze it and learn more about All for One and Shigaraki's powers. They also say, Star and Stripe, you've always been the greatest hero. A lot of people were not happy. I'd say a lot of people are absolutely angry at where Horikoshi is going with the story right now, which I'm personally not angry at all. In fact, I don't really get it. Especially, but, well, we'll get to it. One thing at a time here. At any rate, Shigaraki breaks through a house of some guy who's established to be this criminal who's a murderer and a thief, and then Shigaraki was trying to pass Star and Stripes' quirk, New Order, onto him. But thankfully, Star and Stripes saw this coming. Is like, no, you can't do that. My quirk has already basically destroyed itself, so there's no passing it on to anyone. Too bad. Looks like you didn't get my quirk, you asshole. And alright, so he fails to do that. So I'm really curious if we're going anywhere with this, with the whole him going into this guy's house, if this guy has any role to play in the story, because I'm not really sure. But Star and Stripe basically saying, "Nice try, idiot, but you can't pass it on." The death of me. It's a real shame I couldn't kill you and finish the job. But here are some words of wisdom to remember, John Doe. As long as people stand up to save each other, someone will inherit that will of heroism. And make no mistake, they will strike you down. Haha, well, pretty inspiring last words by Star and Stripe there. We got a pretty crazy panel of Shigaraki's body coming apart. And it's at this point that All for One's like, brings up something. Gives the winner is the one who lives the longest, so take a deep breath. Some hero. Okay. And then we get imagery of Shigaraki as a little kid. I think he has a different name, but I can't remember what it is. So yeah, it's just I'll just call him Shigaraki as a little kid. But he's got all these hands surrounding him, implying that All for One has got a grip on him and isn't gonna let him do anything. And at that point, some hero, Midoriya, is what the little boy says. So yeah, it's really interesting that he says that. It's like he wants to be saved. But anyway, moving on through the chapter, we get the heroes talking about how they have no idea where Shigaraki disappeared to. And how basically after this little incident, which you could hardly call it a little incident really, the whole world is basically getting isolated and not helping each other. They're like, we need to secure our borders, we gotta worry about Shigaraki, this is not good. That being said, they are sharing the data. The Americans are sharing the data they got on Shigaraki, and hopefully that'll lead to the defeat of Shigaraki. And All Might says he wished he could have seen Cassie or Star and Stripe. And then the chapter concludes with All Might basically saying that thanks to Star and Stripe, they've got a chance. The completion time of Shigaraki has been pushed back because of all the damage he took from the Star and Stripe putting the Quark New Order in him. And so All Might's like, yes. Originally, tomorrow was the day Shigaraki would have perfected his body, but now he'll be out of commission for at least a week. Well, that's good. As a parting gift, Star and Stripe brought us this time. We'll use this time to our advantage, and we'll take down Shigaraki and All for One. So it really seems like we're getting into the final part here. We're really going into the end of the story here now. I think this is going to lead up to the big final confrontation against All for One. Now, there might be about two arcs left. We might get a confrontation, and then something bad happens, like Midoriya gets captured, or something else bad happens, and that could lead into another arc. But it really feels like the story's rushing along now, which I'm not entirely sure I'm happy about that, because I want this story to last forever. But yeah, so that was the chapter. Pretty much just goes into the aftermath of Star and Stripe's sacrifice. And so yeah, okay, so what did you think, Dottie? Yeah, I agree. This chapter was a lot of setup. Nothing wrong with it, but it could not possibly be one of the better chapters in my opinion. But it is what it is. And now we move on to chapter 335. Alright, chapter 335, which has a picture of All Might holding an egg, which the reason he's holding an egg will be explained later in this chapter. So, let's see what happens in this chapter. Wait, Sistar dealt lasting damage to Shigaraki? Data analysts from the American fighter jets tell us that when Shigaraki stole New Order, it ate away at him from the inside like a poison. Evidence suggests that New Order ravaged a considerable number of the quirks held in his massive library. Yeah, I really hope that's the case, though, because it may not be. All for One, it's already been established that All for One can store quirks artificially, so he might have a whole bunch of backups. That's funny to think about. Have you backed up your quirk library? Come in and get your quirk library backed up today in the cloud. In the cloud? Huh. The mass civilian evacuation effort continues, and all remaining heroes are now on the hunt for the villains. All for One may have suffered this setback, but figuring out his next move is near impossible. Whether we find him or he comes to us, full mobilization and all-out war is inevitable. Here's what you're up against. Okay, so All Might goes through and he lists out all the different characters that they're fighting. We've got Shigaraki, we've got All for One, we've got Dabi, we've got Toga. Then there's the 6 high-end Nomu still remaining, the remnants of the Liberation Front. And then there are the convicts that haven't been apprehended yet. So all in all, they still have a lot of enemies out there. And not to mention, it's safe to assume that the list continues. There could be all kinds of other enemies out there. Oh boy, cold chill. Meanwhile, less than half of those on our side remain to face the threat. It pains me to say this. Just after Star's untimely death in the line of duty. But if you hope to protect anything you hold dear at all, then I would ask you to fortify yourselves using the extension we've been given. Here the students explain that they've already been doing that. They've already been working during the time that Midoriya was going solo in his weird, dark, edgy mode. The students were basically all training. With the wild pussycats of all people. One of the YouTubers I listened to brought up the fact that the pussycats don't exactly have a good record of victories. One of their teammates got captured. They've never exactly defeated any villain on camera, as far as we can tell. So yeah, the wild pussycats? Really? These are the guys you're training? Ugh, something tells me that it's just those are the only heroes available. Wow, okay. But, it would be nice if we had someone better. Alright. But, then again, the Wild Pussycats are still pros, and they may be low on the list, but they're still pros, right? Right? Okay, I also want to bring up that it appears that Ochako has her hair done up, and it looks really cute. Oh my gosh, she's adorable. Is that... I'm trying to figure out, though, is her hair just tied up? Is it just tied up, or is that her new look? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because, like, none of the other students seem to have a new look. They look like the way they normally look. But I look at Ochako and it's like, okay, her hair is completely different. It's like, is this one of those things? Is this like Serena in Pokemon where she lost in a contest and then it's like, and then she was like, I lost! And then she's like, okay, it's time for new haircut. And then she got kind of recovered. So yeah, the random Pokemon information for you there. But yeah, Ochako has her hair done up and it looks really cute, but moving on. And also the students are once again saying that they're ready to follow Midoriya and they're going to fight alongside him. So it's really good. We won't get any more of that weird loner thing going on. The Team Class 1A is back in business, baby. And Midoriya brings up the fact that Bakugo wants to help him master One for All. And Bakugo's just like, you fucking idiot! I don't give a shit about training you and using One for All. I just want to test my new power against you. which is so Bakugo. Apparently I have a lot more to say about this chapter than I thought. Okay, so let's see. All Might basically talks about the fact that they basically hatched. They're much stronger. They're like much better off than they were before. They're skilled heroes now, and they're ready to take on this challenge. And All Might's putting a lot of faith in these kids. I hope it's being put in the right place. Class 1A is a mighty force to behold. Know that, all for one. Yeah, know that, all for one. And then we switch over to the villain side, and we have Shigaraki just screaming on the floor like crazy. Ah, he's screaming! Worry not, my other self. All will be well. Your quirk factors are simply worn and weary after that fracas within you. Fracas? Okay, sure, whatever. Kill! Hate them! Kill! Hate them! Okay, Shigaraki's in a bad mood. Duly noted. Okay, and then we move on to the next page. As long as single person remembers All Might. Okay, and before, you know how Shigaraki's like, I must destroy All Might. I will destroy All Might. All Might must pay. I will absolutely get him. And now he's gone even further, and he's like, as long as a single person remains who remembers All Might, that will not be enough. I hate it. Ooh, wow. Ooh, nice. I can actually rapid fire reactions by just tapping on the face instead of tapping on the face and hitting send. That's good to know. So could I rapid fire this? Yeah, okay. Alright, that's gonna make this much easier. Anyway, All for One seems to be pretty pleased seeing Shigaraki in this state because he's like, oh yes, excellent. Because he's like, oh yes, excellent. This is very good indeed. He's become so emotional, and once I'm fully merged with him, I'll be able to use this to steal all for one for all. Soon, one for all will be mine. He also explains how he has a plan. He comes up with a plan, or a goal rather, and then he's got like several routes to reach that goal. And we're reaching the end of the chapter now, which is the big reveal. Now, the advent of my perfected vessel delayed, and Yue has welcomed Izuku Midoriya back into the study halls. But what I have that you lack, Toya, are friends to spare. And at that point, we see the friend that All for One speaks of is no other than Toru Hagakure! Dun dun dun! Dun! So yeah, this is the big cliffhanger that we were left with last time of Toru Hagakure being shown as the supposed traitor of UA. Do you guys even remember that plot point anymore? Seriously, that plot point that came up way back. This stretches all the way back to when the villains first invaded UA, way back at the beginning of the story. And then it also came up when the kids went to the training camp with the Wild Wild Pussycats. And except for there was something strange because Mike brought up that no one should have been able to know, absolutely no one should have been able to know that the kids had gone to a training camp and the exact location of the training camp. And yet, somehow, those sneaky villains found a way to find them and disrupt and attack the kids. So it was brought up back then, and I was thinking, what's going on? How the hell did they know where they were? And how the hell did they know that All Might was supposed to be in that training area that day when they attacked UA? Something didn't add up. Someone was obviously leaking information, but we didn't know. Who? Who in the world could it be? And then Horikoshi proceeded to forget about this plot point for about 200 chapters or something. So yeah, it's been quite a while since we've really talked about this, but here we are. This is where I left off last time, and we're about to get into it. This has been something I've been dying to read this entire weekend, but I've been super busy. But at last we're here. I absolutely can't wait to find out what is the truth. Who is the UA traitor? This is going to be huge, guys. So sit back and buckle your seatbelts. Let's read. My Hero Academia 336. Who is the UA traitor once and for all? Okay, so we're starting out with a bit of Bakugo versus Midoriya in training, so that's pretty cool. Time to read, ladies and gentlemen. Endeavor taught us that build up and release stuff, but I ain't settling for just one blast. I'm saving up beads of sweat for a barrage of booms at once. That's what powers my new cluster upgrade and gives a big boost to every move I've got. Okay, so let's see. We only get one action shot here. It's mostly Bakugo just explaining his moves here. But I ain't selling it. Okay. It takes a while to heat up. Enough, though. Hence the winter costume. Overheating drains me fast, so it's a choice I gotta make. Todoroki is also trying something different. Okay, alright. So this chapter is obviously going to be a explanation of what the UA students, I was going to say Class 1A, but whatever, UA students have been up to since Deku was off doing his own thing. And I am all for that, because if there's one thing that this series has been desperately needing, sorry, my throat's getting a bit dry, desperately needing, if it's going into the big finale here, is it absolutely needs these characters to get massive power-ups. For them to believably be in the final battle of the entire series, these kids need to reach a new level. They need to be as powerful as they can get. Alright, so we got Todoroki over there. So let's see what Todoroki is up to here. Still figuring it out, though. I think I can control my left side just as well as my right now. In order to achieve a body even, Dabi can't burn. Right and left, my entire body is as one. Oh, that's really cool. So he's really working on combining his temperatures to do something interesting. That's something that Endeavor definitely couldn't do. Of course, that's the whole point of why Endeavor did those terrible things to his family. All right, but moving ahead here. They're saying this is going to be all-out war or whatever, but aren't the top two bad guys kind of on the ropes now? Oh, you poor fool. This guy has no idea. He's like, hey, they're on the ropes, we're good. It's like, you have no idea what you're dealing with, my friend. Plus, we got Gigantomachia tied down and snoozing, right? Can't we make quick work of those villains once we find them? He is really underestimating the power of the villains right now. Like, you guys, you were really... It's very close who has the most power. I think the villains have the biggest advantage right now, but yeah, he is really underestimating them. There are 3 reasons why that ain't the case. 3 whole reasons. First, finding them all is unlikely. Sure, the good guys found the Nomu hangar, Shigaraki's hideout, and all those secret labs, but no one's ever tracked down the big bad himself, ever since he lost to All Might. Old nutsack face and... Are you kidding me with this? Did Bakugo just call All for One nutsack face? Old nutsack face is the world champ at hide and seek. Oh, nutsack face! Oh, wow. I cannot believe Bakugo called him nutsack. Oh, sick burn! You just got a sick burn, All for One! Curse you, Bakugo! You were my true enemy this entire time! I knew it! I knew you were more dangerous than Deku! Alright, and then we got Momo coming in. Reason 2, Rose, knock it off. Earphone Jack getting on Bakugo for calling him nutsack face. Oh my god. This is proving to be pretty funny. We have not gotten to that shocking reveal yet. I think Horikoshi's saving it for soon, though. Alright, here we go. Moving along. Reason 2. Shigaraki's body wasn't even complete last time. Well, this time, our own forces have thinned to half their former numbers. And third, they're the ones with the finger on this trigger. Even if he might have lost that search quirk in the battle against the US, they still get to make the opening move. That's why our side's calling up every able-bodied we got. Sheer numbers will get us a chance. Yeah, they really need to, before I move on to the next page, they really need to get more people on their side. They need more allies. They don't have a support from other countries now. For the longest time, it seemed like that was going to be how they were going to even the odds. They would be able to get more help. And then Star and Stripe got herself killed. And now, what are they going to do? They're not... A lot of heroes retired. Some heroes died. So yeah, as Elrond would say in Lord of the Rings, our list of allies grows thin. I probably messed up the quote, but you get what I mean. If nothing else, we can choose how to enter this fight. Hopefully in a way that steers it in our favor. I'd better rejoin the search too. Don't you mean we had better? Right, we. On that note, I think I can go for a quick stroll. I don't see why not. Huh, what's going on? Oh my gosh, could you see that? Oh my gosh, are you guys seeing this? Midoriya says he's going for a quick stroll, and you've got Poppy looking over at Ochako, and she's getting all blushy. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I think I'll go for a quick stroll. I don't see why not. Relations between the hero course and the vacues have grown warmer since Uraraka's stirring speech. Aww. Aww, she's getting all blushy. She looks so cute. Aww. I don't say aw that often in these One Piece and My Hero Academia reviews, so yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy my blushing, because that does not happen often in the show. Okay, so here we go. And I guess even with his back against the wall, All for One still got that grin on his face. Okay, this is it. This is it. Oh my gosh, it's her. She's finally here. Dottie, it's your favorite character.
You better get your reps in. If you have multiple controllers, you can play with multiple. It's time to choose your character.
Time to face them.
My pleasure.
I hope you're right, Dottie. For the sake of Class 1A, I hope you're right. Because there's definitely a traitor somewhere on the UA, and we're gonna find out this chapter. Alright, so here we go. Ever since all the stuff in Gunja and Jakku, you've been down in the dumps. I mean, we all felt that way, but still, you don't have a choice. Another orders that just come in from him. Don't worry, this is just like always. Even if they intercept the message, it's in code. They'll just think it's communication between civilians. And no, security cameras will catch us in this spot, right? It's fine. Yes, just fine. Oh my gosh, this is not looking good. This is really looking like she's the traitor now. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. And no security cameras will catch us in the spot either. Right. It's fine. Just fine. I had to wonder why you haven't smiled once since Midoriya came back to us. I was just worried. Everything leading up to Kamino, you always pulled off just what All for One... It's true! It's confirmed. It's finally confirmed that the Invisible Girl is the traitor. And I guess I shouldn't be that surprised, because it kind of was revealed last chapter. I mean, really? It really should not have surprised me at all. But, you know, Horikoshi pulled a damn fast one on us last time with Laser Boy, and I was like, this is definitely, this could be another fake out, but it's looking very much like it is not a fake out at all. So, well, I'm sorry to say this, Dottie, but it looks like your favorite character is a traitor. Well, somebody's still in denial, but let's move on through the chapter here. Next page. So we've got the big reveal of the traitor on this page. So where this story is going, I don't know. Next page. Fail now and he'll kill us? You know that, Yuga? What? What? No! No way! It was Laser Boy all along! But that can't be right! That can't be right because they showed the Invisible Girl! No, there is no way, there is no fucking way that this is happening right now!
There's no way I will lose to you. Don't underestimate myself. What to do next?
Sorry I doubted you, Dottie, but you need to calm down. You're getting way too into this. It is just a manga after all.
Do it like this.
That's okay. We all get excited, a little too excited over this stuff sometimes. Alright, so... Well, so I guess now we really know the traitor? But something still, there's something fishy. Why did it show the Invisible Girl before, and then it showed the Laser Boy? Does she really have nothing to do with this, and they was just trying to throw us off the trail of Yuga? I really am very confused right now. But, alright, next page. Okay, this is it. We're finally gonna get the details of what's going on with the traitor at UA. From nearly the moment you started school here, you've honored his every request. You even provided him the forest training camp location, and nobody was the wiser. Human, Mom and Papa, but I... You must know we never wanted any of this, and yet it's too late to turn back. You've got to be kidding me. It can't be true. Oyama? All this time? Oh, okay. So now we know that that's why they showed the Invisible Girl. She's actually spying on him, and now she knows that he's really the traitor. Okay, so it was her that discovered that he's the traitor. So that's where this is going. Okay. Yeah, alright. Now I get it. Oh. Well, I look like an idiot. Alright, let's continue. All this time, we only ever wanted to give you a shot at happiness in life. You want to be the same as the others, Yuga. Yeah, because being different is scary. Aw, he looks kind of like a cute little boy. He looks kind of cute as a kid. Being different is scary. You had no quirk to call your own. Wait! No way! He didn't have a quirk? You mean to say that his belly laser came from All for One? Oh, well that is interesting. Okay. So that belly laser, he got that from All for One. Okay. So you could chase your dreams like the rest of them. We never would have done it if we'd known how this would play out. We never would have had All for One give you a quirk. Well, I mean, the second they revealed that he was quirkless, I knew where this was going. Okay. So, you mean to tell me that all this time, those creepy faces that he was making at Deku were actually creepy faces? This emote probably works better. Creepy faces? Yeah. Huh. Who would have thunk it? That's pretty interesting. And he's got a tragic reason for doing it. You know, I feel like a lot of people are going to be disappointed in this and kind of hoping that, what is this nonsense? He was forced to do it? Oh, how cliche. I wanted him to be wanting to do it. I'm like, I mean, yeah, that would have been interesting, I guess, but I don't know. I don't want any of Class 1A to be evil. I really don't. I like all the characters in Class 1A, and we've all grown to love them over the years. No one wants them to be purposefully evil. So yeah, I'm fine with this, and honestly, I feel like people were putting way too much emphasis on the damn traitor thing. It's like, it was brought up like one time, and everyone's like, the traitor! This is the most interesting thing imaginable. We must find out who the traitor is. It all comes down to who the traitor is. And I'm like, I don't care. I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting could go in an interesting direction, but I don't need it to be, oh, whatever. Maybe I'm just making excuses. Maybe it isn't that good, but nah, whatever. It's fine. Alright, moving through. I'm just analyzing this because this is a big deal. So, you could chase your dreams, be like the rest of them. We can never do that. Okay, so, he got a quirk from One for All. That's all for one. Whatever, moving on. Okay. Oh, damn, that is a very sinister image of All for One there. That is possibly the creepiest that dude has ever looked in the entire series. And we're talking about a series in which he has a giant fleshy head and a giant fleshy arm. And this is the creepiest he's looked. There's just something about the cross-hatching and the shading done on his face, and his hand is like reaching out, and oh, I do not like it. I do not like this guy at all. Alright, so, and then he's crying. I've got to find someone. A teacher. Anyone. I've endured so much headache. Okay, so she's rushing to find a teacher to reveal the traitor. I am very terrified of something bad is going to happen to Hagure. I am actually concerned that something bad is going to happen to Toru. Like, something really bad. What if he turns around and impales her with a laser? Like, wouldn't that be crazy? What if that happened? Dang it! I just feel like something bad is about to happen, guys. Something really bad is about to happen to her. Because don't you realize what happens when a character learns a big, dark secret in any story? And they're like, I've got to tell someone. You do realize what happens after that takes place, right? They usually die. Or they get captured. I'm calling it right now. Something bad is going to happen to the Invisible Girl. Calling it right now. I hope you're right, Dottie. I hope you're right. Alright, here we go. Let's finish this chapter up, because I don't think there's that much left. Alright. So, she's running off. I've endured so much headache. I had to play my part right to avoid suspicion, always putting on a brave face to smother my guilty conscience. When All for One was finally caught in Kamino, for a moment mistakenly I let myself believe that just maybe I was free to have true friends and put an end to my acting. Oh, Yuga, please forgive us. Forgive your loving parents for being such fools. Mom and Papa, I only wanted to protect you. I cannot let him kill you. Yuga, please, we're begging you. I am terrified, guys, of what's going to happen at the end of this chapter, but I'm forcing myself to move to the next page right now. What the heck? Midoriya, what are you doing here? Okay, here's Deku. Hagakure just told me what she heard. That the traitor in our midst is you, Adyama. What nonsense, how ridiculous. The girl must have misheard. What nonsense, how ridiculous. The girl must have misheard. Midoriya, oh Midoriya. I was the only one who couldn't say a word to you. In that moment, only I was silent. Adyama, Stop! I can't take it! Not from you! You've been looking so gloomy lately. Only you. I thought something must be wrong, so I came looking for you out here. Yes, only me. I always wanted to feel equal. At USJ. Yuga. No! And then, in the forest, each time I led them to us. Do you hear me, Midoriya? I am a despicable villain! Oh no. Cheese pieces. I know. And that's how the chapter ends. So, he's the bad guy. He's the villain. Or at least he's the one who's been betraying them and giving away information to All For One. So, this is it. I'm kind of relieved. To be honest, we finally get the traitor. We finally know who it is. And I don't know. I didn't quite have the impact that I thought it might have. I'm not exactly disappointed because I never put much emphasis on it in the first place. But yeah, I just kind of feel like, I don't know, this is happening, I guess. Wow, I was so wrong and Dottie was so right about everything in this chapter. So yeah, I guess I gotta talk about this chapter now. Okay, here we go. Okay guys, I took a quick look over the chapter and, well, this is a pretty long video, at least considering that we just got to the very end of the main chapter we were looking over. And not sure entirely how much I can talk about it. It feels like it's funny. It has the normal content of any shonen chapter, yet I feel like I don't have much to talk about. Because all that happened, I can sum it up very quickly. All that happened, the students showed off some new moves or what they've been working on. We go into the forest, we think the invisible girl is a traitor, and it turns out it was Yuga. And then Midoriya discovers it. That's it. Which is, I've gone through a lot of chapters on this channel. It's still a fairly new series, but I've gone through a lot of chapters, and not once have I felt like, what am I going to talk about here? I honestly thought I'd have more to talk about here, but geez, okay, I can't believe this is happening, but I think I had more to say about the chapter where they go into Zoro's past and swords in One Piece, and that I thought I had very little to say. So, yeah, oh, they did go into where Gigantomachia is being kept. It's in a bunker over there, and I guess he's sleeping, so that was cool information to get, I guess. And oh yeah, we got a cute shot of Ochako blushing, which is adorable. I like seeing that. And then the Invisible Girl, and it looked like Invisible Girl was the one who was a traitor, but it wasn't. And probably my favorite moment was just the shot of All For One, because it's like, it looks like, I gotta tell you, I think that looks like something out of a horror manga. I really think it looks like something out of a horror manga, like something that would be put in horror manga to creep you out. And damn it, I don't want to be fondled by All For One. He looks like a very creepy man. Please keep him away from me. Gotta be honest, most of the chapter was just Yuga just kind of crying. Lots of crying from Yuga, and I think this is supposed to be Yuga's big moment, and that's fine. He does look kind of cute as a kid, so that's cool. It was revealed he was quirkless, so that was a big thing, and I don't know, I don't think I have much to say about this chapter. I feel like the build-up was more impressive than the actual payoff here. Like I said, the whole traitor side plot was never a big deal to me, so I'm not majorly disappointed by it. But, I don't know. I don't know what people's reactions are going to be to this. A lot of people think that Nezu the, you know, the principal, like him being the traitor. And I have to admit, Nezu being the traitor would be amazing. Like, seriously amazing. Especially since he's been mistreated by humans over the years. So for him to be seeking revenge, I could totally see that. But no, it's Yuga, unless we have two traitors. Now that would be a big surprise. If there were multiple traitors in UA, that would be huge. But I really don't think that's going to be the case. I think this is the only traitor we're getting. I think Yuga's it. Horikoshi's obviously just wanting to get rid of the whole traitor side plot now, which is fine. I think it's better that we do that now than drag it on if this is where it was going. So yeah, not big disappointment, but I feel like some people will be disappointed by this. Yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. It's just interesting build-up. Invisible Girl was used in an interesting way, but really all she did was just stand there and then go over to Midoriya. So, yeah. Dottie, why don't you just close this one out? I have no words for this. Once again, Ochako was adorable.
Why am I so strong? Because it's all in the predictions.
Hey everybody, it's me again. Just wanted to let you know that I'm back due to technical difficulties. Isn't that right, Tayo? Yeah, that's right. For some reason, I had a bit of an issue with the last recording, which was supposed to come out last week, and unfortunately, it got delayed. So I'm combining the two. So I'm hoping that you'll enjoy this combination video, which features the last 3 or so chapters and this new chapter, which is 337. Since I lost the video, I had to go back and redo the reactions as I listened to the audio that I recorded. So what did you guys think of that? Did you like it? Make sure you let me know in the comments, because I never receive any comments, unfortunately. But if you want to comment, that would make me super duper happy. Alright, so I don't have to get caught up on anything because that's already been done in the footage that you just watched. So we're getting into the brand new chapter, which is 337. Let's do it! Alright, so we are just starting right away with, it looks like, the League of Villains and All for One. So there's definitely something sinister going on here. So we are going to find out what they are up to. Friends despair, huh? Aren't we screwed if one of your friends gets caught? Not in the least. Say your 100 yen lighter fizzles out. What would you do? When my friends succeed, I rejoice. Should they fail, I think, oh, what a shame. And after that, the brief disappointment, I set more on to the viable route for my plan. So, it's true. There are multiple traitors! There are multiple traitors at UA! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Daddy, it could be that Toru is... Don't... Well, I learned last time not to jump to conclusions, so let's just move on through the chapter. So where we last left off, we had a very sad scene about Deku basically learning that Yuga was the traitor. So let's see where this goes. They're less like friends and more like disposable tool. Okay, so All for One is still talking. And I say hip hip hooray for any slight excitement they can inflict. Run away, Yuga! Hold on! Mom and Papa, my being quirkless caused you no small amount of dismay. Okay, we are going to be getting a little bit more of backstory for Yuga. Both of you came from wealthy, privileged families and never wanted for anything in your own upbringings, and the two of you fretted over my being different from the other children even more than I did. That's why, hoping against all hope and wishing only for my happiness. They're saying he can give quirks to others. You dared believe a dubious rumor. I suffered at the hands of my new quirk, which was a poor fit for my body. While you Mommin and Poppin grappled with your own angst as you raised me, because you so feared my being different, my own dreams sprang from that desire to conform. Yes, at some point I hope to give back, as you too had done so much for me. They say All Might has been hired to teach at the school, so you will be attending UA. Acting in service of others, inform me when your class is going to be isolated, in pursuit of their happiness. Tell me the location of your training camp, giving of myself for everyone else's sake. Now that Izuku Midoriya has returned to UA, lure him somewhere alone. Somewhere alone? Oh, uh-oh. This is really bad. Dottie, do you realize what's going on right now? Midoriya's alone right now! Midoriya, get out of there! Get out of there! The call's coming from inside the school! That note you left, when I learned that, like me, you were born quirkless, I fell into Quit Ayuma, utter despair, navel, one for all, laser swing. My body lets me attract light. We could have been killed time after time, and now all of Japan is like totally messed up. What was going through your head? Oh God. I can see her! I can see her! Donnie! I can see Toru! Shock, shock, and mega shock, Dottie. I cannot believe that we can finally see Toru. This has never happened before. Ever. And she's crying. She's crying. Oh, Toru, no. Oh, poor Toru. She's crying. Oh. Gotta say, she kind of looks cute. But, I mean, come on. It's a damn shonen anime. Like, she would be ugly or something. Not that that would be a problem, of course. But hey, we gotta keep those action figures getting sold. I mean, if there are any action figures of Toru, wouldn't it just be some gloves and boots or whatever? Anyway, sorry we dwelled on this for so long, but hey, it's a face reveal. It's kind of a little face reveal for Toru. Oh my gosh. Guys, I just realized. Do you realize what this means? We are going to get a lot of fan art! Enough. Okay, we're done with this. Let's move on. I'm sorry, but when you have a character that's you haven't seen her face in like ever, and this is the equivalent of Dr. Claw's face being revealed in Inspector Gadget. Although in that case that would be probably a bit bigger because, you know, that was an entire series, but still, this is pretty huge. Like, oh my gosh, I was mega shocked. Even Dottie was shocked, and she never gets shocked. So, wow, just pretty crazy stuff. I'm actually really glad I'm doing a reaction to this because we got that big Toru face reveal. So this is great. Still, I feel like things are about to get desperate, and I'm concerned about Toga's safety and his parents. So, sorry I took so long to continue with the chapter, but, you know, like I said, it's a big face reveal. We gotta take time to properly react to it. And moving on through the chapter again, here we go. What was going through your head this whole time in school with us? Living in the dorms with us even? Well, say something, Aoyama! You have it wrong. Our dear Yuka only ever... Oh, look at that. Deku's got him tied up in black rope. Listen, Aoyama. Hagakure just did you a favor. She doesn't want you hurting anyone else, okay? So come on. Enough. Let's stop this. Just let this be over. We're moving on to the next scene, and we've got the UA staff standing in front of Yuga and his family. Alright, so this could be interesting. This could be very interesting. I mean, how is the staff going to respond to discovering that someone that they trusted, let alone a student, is the one responsible for all those attacks on UA students? Like, this is crazy. What's going to happen with Yuga and his family? And more importantly, what's he got a quirk from All for One? Does this mean he's going to get turned into a bomb or something? I mean, what if he blew up right here, right now, and hurt several of the staff? This is, oh my gosh, this is an intense situation. Okay, I got the gist. We have the boy a quirk and took control of the family. The quirk was granted about a decade ago. The fact that the kid's sitting here in one piece tells us that he's not rigged to blow in case of betrayal the way Nagant was. I don't know, buddy. I don't know about that. I mean, are we assuming that Nagant blew up because the quirk detected her betrayal? Or I always thought it was that All for One is able to kind of spy on whoever uses quirk. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I always thought he was able to spy on them. So who knows? Are you sure he's not a ticking time bomb and All for One just doesn't want him to blow up yet? But I'm sorry, but this chapter is infinitely better than the previous chapter. I mean, we got that big face reveal, we've got the confrontation between the staff and Yuga, we got a reveal that there's probably another traitor in UA. This is, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. I am like absolutely excited by this. I am so excited by this. Ugh, this is crazy. I love it. I love where this story is going right now. And not much has happened in this chapter yet. I'm like only halfway through. Okay, calm down, Tayo. It's time to continue through the chapter. May I ask you, children, to leave the room? Oh no, Nezu, are you going to reveal that you're the traitor now? That the second traitor? Well, here we go. No, you may not. This makes no freaking sense. What were you planning if Hagakure hadn't caught you? Oh, okay. So Nezu asked them to leave, and they're not having any of it. They're like, no, you may not ask us to leave the room. We're kind of shocked. We're both shocked and pissed, and we're pissed and shocked and pissed. So no, sir, you may not ask us to leave the room. We are going to find out what's going on with Yuga here. So just, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have a lot to talk about this chapter, guys. So, I keep having to say, I'm continuing through the chapter. I'm continuing through the chapter. I promise. I'm doing that right now.
Let's recruit more for our agency. I wonder who we should scout to add to our team.
Yes, ma'am. Sadly, we're still struggling to restore... Okay, here we go. Come on, Aoyama! Tell us! It's all bullcrap, dude! Another one of us who started out quirkless. Small world, huh? Oh yeah, Bakugo. Bakugo sees what's going on here. Sadly, we're still struggling to restore law and order, so you need to tell us every last thing you know about All for One. We know nothing. He makes his request and we obey, that's all. Should we fail, he'll kill us. If we lie to him, we're dead. Kill you? How? He gave us a demonstration of what happens to those who defy him. It was some lackey who surrendered to the police. They were killed soon after leaving prison, so they couldn't escape him. Wherever we run, he'll find us. Wherever we run, he'll find us and make us face our doom. That's a lot of word boxes there. Okay, word bubbles. Here we go. Yuga had no way of knowing what would happen. Each time he followed those orders, he only knew that he mustn't fall under suspicion. We're the ones to blame. What was going through your head this whole time in school with us? Your deaths could very well have been on my head, and yet I found myself smiling alongside you all, as if we were truly friends. Then we learned that Midoriya was also once quirkless, yet he faces the crushing task that is standing up to All for One. I despaired when I realized how pathetic I am compared to him. Oh my gosh, this is really sad. I feel so bad for Yuga. Oh my gosh, this is really sad. I feel so bad for Yuga.
Who should go?
Rather than express concern for Midoriya, I wallowed in my own misery, which sent me spiraling even deeper. I'm rotten to the core. Yuga Ayuyama am a villain through and through. Chan and Takayami, back in the forest! Whoa. And the cheese you left me that night. Did All for One order you to do that too? Man,
Me like
we
that.
get Midoriya's getting pissed.
Ashino's horns can move. Did you know that?
Okay, we're getting to the end. These are the last 2 pages. So let's. Of course not. I'm kicking myself for not realizing that west to me, and the reason you're bawling your eyes out now. Clearly isn't because you fail All for One. I happen to know a hero who got manipulated by him, but even she didn't sell her whole soul. Her spirit was crushed, that's all. Midoriya, kid, if I... Man, Midoriya... And All for One's like, whoa, bro, pill man. Take a chill pill, man. If I had known, maybe things would have worked out differently. Doing wrong doesn't make you a villain for the rest of your life. Take my hand, Ayama. If nothing else, we can choose how to enter the... I get it now. You can still be a hero!
You forget it.
Wow. That was...
Stabbing away.
Tayo. We saw her face. Alright everyone, I'm going to go through this chapter again and see what I think of it, because there was so much to look through, and I'm super excited, and this is a much better chapter than the previous one. You know, I'm noticing a trend in Shonen Jump lately, both in One Piece and My Hero Academia. A chapter will come out that I either don't really care about very much or hate, and then the following chapter will be fucking amazing. And you know what? If that's how it works, then I will gladly take those chapters I hate and don't care about to get to the good stuff. Alright, looking through this chapter again. Okay guys, I went through the chapter and we start out with the villains basically talking, and oh, it looks like... Oh, one thing I didn't really mention or bring up that much was that the part we saw the villains, we see Shigaraki on the ground and he's really struggling, he's really just being tormented by these quirks that have gone out of control. And you see Spinner kind of next to him trying to comfort him, and I think that's really sweet. I mean, Spinner, honestly, I gotta be honest, I don't think we've seen Spinner do too many horrible things. He's never killed anyone, as far as I mean, he might have killed someone at some point, but I don't remember him killing anyone. And he's always been, you know, all about Stain, following Stain's ethos. So I really don't think he's quite that bad a guy, at least not as bad as some of the other people on the League of Villains. But yeah, it's really, really nice to see him comforting Shigaraki, because we've established that Shigaraki, despite he's killed so many people and done so many horrible things, he's really a victim in all this. I mean, he was completely manipulated by All for One. He really was. I mean, think about it. What would happen to you? You could be the nicest person in the world. What would happen to you if you were a little kid and you suddenly got the ability to basically turn anything into dust by touching it? And you turned your favorite dog into dust, and then you turned your sister into dust, and then you turned your father into dust, and you liked it. That would mess you up. I'm not saying that he should just go free if he's ever captured and, you know, all should be forgiven, but seriously, anyone, and I mean it, anyone would be messed up by this. Emotionally and just psychologically, you would be completely destroyed by this. And All for One's using that to his advantage, which is what makes him such a phenomenal villain. But yeah, it is nice to see Spinner hanging out with Shigaraki, even though Shigaraki's, you know, doubled over in pain, obviously. But the whole point of this scene, which doesn't focus on the villains too much, but the whole point of this scene was to establish that there is another traitor within UA. Don't even doubt about it. It's pretty much he pretty much, Overone pretty much tells us right there is another traitor in UA. We don't know who it is. We do know it's not the Invisible Girl though. We could pretty much figure that out from this chapter, which is great to see because we finally see. Great to see she's invisible, but we do get to see her face. But I'll get into that when we get to it. But yeah, Midoriya confronts Yuga. It looks like Yuga's parents are trying to run away from Midoriya. He chases after them. We get a little bit of past with Yuga's parents, and they had no idea the deep shit that they were getting into. They really just wanted to get their son a quirk because he felt so left out. So I think the way Yuga's being used in the story is really, really good. Because it's a nice comparison between Midoriya and Yuga, because they were both born quirkless and they both sought to become heroes or to have their own quirks at least. And it really was a sad experience for them when they were kids. But the difference was where Midoriya's mom just had to accept it and she comforted him. Obviously, she didn't comfort him the way that he wanted. He wanted to be called a hero, but she just hugged him and comforted him the only way she knew how. Whereas Yuka's parents went further beyond. Plus, sorry, I had to say it. But yeah, they went above and beyond trying to find a way to get him a quirk. Unfortunately, they went a bit too far in making basically a contract with All For One and saying that they'd do anything to get their son a quirk. And then All For One keeps giving Yuga orders like, yes, where's the training camp? I assure you there's not going to be any trouble there. Just tell me where the training camp is. And you'll be fine, I assure you. Oh, when is All Might going to be away with the class? And could you give me that location? That would really help me out big time. I assure you nothing evil's going to happen. Hey, Midoriya's back. Azuka Midoriya's back in UA. Why don't you lure him to a place where he's alone? And I honestly thought that Midoriya was in trouble there. I thought that this was part of the plan, that he was kind of lure Midoriya away. Midoriya would be attacked. And hell, I even doubted Invisible Girl. I'm sorry about that, Dottie. I even doubted the Invisible Girl when she showed up. Like, oh no, what if she's working with Yuga? But no, she's just reflecting the laser away to protect Midoriya. And then we get the big shot of Toru's face being revealed. And oh my gosh, guys, she's adorable. I think we got a new best girl, guys. And I'm sure some of you are like, what do you got? Some of you, especially Dottie, are probably like, what are you talking about? New best girl. Toru has always been best girl, you fucking idiot. We didn't need to see her face. And, yeah, that's true. I apologize for that. She has always been best girl. But no, she is so cute. I wish I could see her more of her. But honestly, if that's the most we see of her for the rest of the series, I am satisfied. She's super duper cute. And I cannot wait to see all the fan art of her. If you know what I mean. Ew, gross, Tayo. Don't say that in the same sentence when you're talking about my Toru. In fact, don't say it at all, you pervert. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Sorry, Dottie. But yeah, once again, it was great to see Toru's face. That was the perfect moment to reveal it. Well, at least half of it, and half's all I need. But yeah, I really like seeing her. She's adorable. Oh, don't cry, Toru. If you cry, you're gonna make me cry. At this point, I think I called Midoriya's quirk Black Rope earlier, but it's not. It's Black Whip. I don't know what I was thinking with that one. Made a little bit of a mistake there. But yeah, he ties up the parents. He captures them, and he's like, hey, it's over. Just let this be over. So Yuga and his parents go, and they get captured, and they get taken back to UA. And I expected Mike to freak out, because thinking back several seasons, or several volumes even, Mike, you guys remember that Mike freaked out at one point. He was like, there's no way around this. There's definitely a traitor at UA. And like, everyone's like, hey, we can't attack each other. Mike, you need to calm down. And now it's like, well, look who was right. It was me, Mike! So yeah, but no, we just get to see the back of Mike's head, and man, he has tall hair. But then we get a little discussion between the teachers and the police, talking about how they don't think that they're going to blow up, which I greatly disagree with. I think that they are still a danger, and there's still a way that All For One could find to make them blow up, I think. It may not be the case, I may be wrong, but I would not just assume that they're not going to blow up. They explain how All For One shows them a time when someone betrayed him and he made them just blow up. So, man, don't mess with All For One. I mean, do mess with him, he's an asshole, but, just don't make a deal with him. That's just not a good idea. Okay, so then we move on. Of course, Class 1A are all upset. Mina is crying. Ochako's in the background. She looks upset. I don't think she's crying, but she looks upset. Kaminari is like, this makes no freaking sense. Nezu's like, can you leave? And Shoto's just like, no. She's like, can I ask you to leave? And Shoto's like, no, you may not. It's like, you asshole. But yeah, I like Bakugo's line here saying, another one of us who started out quirkless. Small world, huh? Okay, and yeah, the parents basically saying, don't blame Yuga. It's all our fault. We made the mistake. He was just following orders so we wouldn't die. Trying to explain stuff. And Yuga speaks up for himself. Yuga basically says that he's really upset. He's put everyone in danger, and he almost got Midoriya in even bigger danger, and he learned when he learned that Midoriya didn't start with a quirk, he felt, this connection between them because he didn't start with a quirk either. And yet Midoriya, even though he didn't start with a quirk, he became so heroic and is the one chosen to fight against All For One. And he felt like just awful, like, I'm just a villain, I'm just this awful person. And Midoriya really set him straight at the end of the chapter. It's like, you're not awful, you were manipulated. It's like, you could still be a hero. And it's like, I never expected there would be this really fascinating exchange between Yuga and Midoriya. I honestly thought that their interaction where, Yuga did the creepy stuff and then later on Midoriya said, and that's how we became friends. I really thought that was going to be the end of it, the end of their, going over their relationship and why they're friends. But no, there's more to Yuga in the story, and I think it's great. And the chapter pretty much ends with Midoriya saying, you can still be a hero. You can be a hero. I didn't even think about the fact that Midoriya is doing now what All Might did for him at the beginning of the story. The moment that Midoriya was at his lowest, like, All Might told me I can't be a hero, I can't be a hero, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life now. And then All Might appeared on the scene and he's like, you too can be a hero. And Midoriya broke down in tears. And here again, now we have Yuga saying, I'm a villain, I can't be a hero. I've betrayed you all. I'm worthless. And Midoriya just coming in and saying, you can still be a hero. Basically echoing the words, slightly altered, but echoing the words that All Might told him at the very beginning of the series. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize until just how powerful this scene is. This is great stuff, guys. This chapter was, I don't know if I'd say it was a 10 out of 10, but it was probably a 9 out of 10. Great stuff. We got the face reveal for Invisible Girl. Great interactions between Midoriya and Yuga. I hope someone watches this video because I am really having fun making this content for you guys, and yeah, this is really fun. I really had a great time reading this chapter. Okay, Dottie, what did you think?